Assalamu alaikum, I'm Pavel and I welcome you all to another lecture of Math Olympiad video tutorial series. As you can see, we have already written down a question on the board. So before starting the solution of this particular problem, let me tell you one thing. We have been training students for the last 13 to 14 years all over the world for Math Olympiad. So if you are interested to join our live classes through Zoom app, you can communicate with us. These are our contact numbers. We also have WhatsApp in these numbers. So you can send a text there or you can call directly. If you're someone from abroad, you should add the country code +88. This is the country code for Bangladesh. And also you can send a text in our Facebook page. This is the Facebook page. We also have YouTube. So this is the YouTube channel for Bangla language. And if you're someone from abroad, you should be following this page, this channel, Math Fundamentals Pavel. So here we upload the English videos, the math contents in English language, and here we upload the same contents in Bengali. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let us come to the solution. Okay, so the question says, how many factors does 5120 have? Okay, so if you have gone through similar problems to find out the factors of a particular number, what we have been doing through the childhood. So the process, the traditional process that we learned so far was breaking down the number and pairing. Suppose you have to find out the factors of 12. So what we do, we write 2 times 6, we write 1 times 12, or we can write 3 times 4. So in this way we count. We have 6 factors of 12. Let me write it down for you. 12 is equal to 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Okay. So this process is effective if the number is small. But here you can see 5120 is a significantly large number. So in these cases, this process would take a lot of time. Okay, you can solve it in this process, but it would take a long time. That would be time consuming. So you have to be smarter while solving these problems, particularly for Math Olympiad, because you have limited time. So what you need to do is you have to come up with a technique that would take less time. Okay, so we will learn that particular technique today. Before that, you have to know one thing, that method is prime factorization. So what is prime factorization? Prime factorization means you have to break down the number as the product of prime numbers. Suppose you have a number 10. So you can write it down as 2 times 5. Here 2 is a prime number, 5 is also a prime number. Again, if you have the number 6, you can write it down as 2 times 3. So we have to break down 5120 as a product of some numbers, all of which are prime numbers. So let us begin that. So we have 5120. So at first we can divide it with 10. So we can write 10 times 512. Okay. So your task is to break down the number. So however you start, you have to remember the fundamental theorem of mathematics that however you start the breakdown process, the prime factorization will be unique. So every number has one and only prime factorization. So no problem however you start. You can even start by dividing with 5. You can start by dividing with 2. No problem. Now we can break down 10 as 2 times 5, and 512 you can break it down as 2 times 2 times 2, in this way 9 times. I already know that, but if you are not acquainted with it, with breaking down these numbers, so what you can do, you just break down with smaller numbers. You divide it with 2, you can divide it with 4. Okay, so we can divide it with 2. 2 times 256. Next you divide 256, we will get 2 times 128. Okay, so it would be 2 times 5 times 2 times, again from here you will get 2 times 128, then 2 times 5 times 2 times 2 times. So if you break down 128, you will get 7 times 2. Okay, so I will not be wasting any more time. I'll write 2 to the power 7. Okay, so 2 to the power 7. If you write 2 to the power 7, then it means 2 times 2 times 2, in this way 7 times. Okay, so 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, and 10 times. So you have 5 times 2 to the power of 10. Okay. Let me show you another technique. If you know the powers of 2, you can easily break down this number. Okay, how? Let me show you. You can write 5120 as 5 times 1024. Okay, if you divide the number with 5. So from this line we can write 5 times 1024 is equivalent to or equal to 2 to the power of 10. So you get the same result. That is what I told earlier. So however you start or begin the process, no problem with that. At the end result, the prime factorization will be same. Now we have to do one more thing, the final step. Okay, so the first step you have to remember, you have to break down the number as the product of some prime numbers, and you have to be very much careful so that the numbers you have written, all of them should be prime numbers. You see, you cannot break down anymore. Okay, so this is the first step. The second step is that you have the powers. Here you have 1 and here you have 10. You have to increase the powers by 1. I mean, you have to take 1 more than what you have. So the factors will be, the number of factors will be, here you have 1 but you have to take 2 times, you have 10 but you have to take 11. So 2 times 11 is equal to 22. Now you might ask, why do we need to take 1 more than the numbers? Because this number 5 to the power 1, it has 2 factors. What are they? 5 to the power 1 itself and 5 to the power 0, because 5 to the power 0 is equal to 1, and we know that 1 is an universal factor because it is the factor of all the numbers. So to the power 0 of 5 to the power 2 to the power 0, okay, 5 to the power 0. So all the numbers to the power 0 is equal to 1, and that 1 is the factor of all the numbers. That's why every time you will be getting 1 more factors. So here also 2 to the power 10 has 11 factors. Starting from 2 to the power 10 to 2 to the power 1, you have 10 factors, and also 2 to the power 0 is another factor. So that's why you have 11 factors. Okay, so 2 times 11, you can make 22 combinations. That's why you have 22 factors. I hope you understood this one. We can solve another problem. Let me show you. Suppose we have a smaller number, 36. So you start solving the number. I will be solving along with you. So the number I gave you is 36. Okay, so you break down 36. So you pause the video here and try to solve it yourself, and then you match it with mine. So if you break down 36, we can write 4 times 9. You can write 4 as 2 square and 9 as 3 square. Okay, so what would be the next process? The power is 2, so you have to take 1 more than 2. So factors will be, how many factors will you have? You have to take 1 more than that, so it will be 3 times here also 3. So you have 9 factors. Okay, so if you do not believe that you have 9 factors, you can count by the process, the traditional process. You can write 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, and 6 times 6. So in total you will be having 9 factors. Okay, so I hope you understood the total solution. If you have any more doubts, even after watching this video, you can ask me in the comment section. Or another thing, as I said in the beginning of the video, if you are interested in joining our live classes for learning these type of topics, for preparing for the Math Olympiad, then you can communicate with us. So inshallah, we'll be publishing more and more videos for Math Olympiad as the Math Olympiad season is coming by the time I'm making this video. So best of luck for everyone. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.